So in this video, we're gonna do a little maintenance on the Concept 2 rower. We have one of our rowing machines at the gym. The chain broke, as you can see. So we're gonna replace the chain and then we'll disassemble the fan, clean it up, take it apart, show you how to put it back together so that we can make this machine last a long time. We're gonna pop this apart, pulling this lever. We're gonna put the seat off to one side. So next we're gonna take this piece of plastic that covers all of the insides off. So once we take the plastic cover out, then we have to get this bungee off. So in here, it's hooked right here. So all we're gonna do is push up and take it off that little hook. We're gonna set that to the side. Now that we have the bungees detached, we're gonna remove the chain. It's looped back and forth in there. So we have our 7/16 and a screwdriver. Just loosen this thing up. So through this whole process, try to not get the bungee cords unwound because it's not a piece that we need to redo right now. I'm just trying to replace the chain. We're not going to mess with the bungee. Okay, so now that we have the old chain off, we're going to pull the new chain out and attach it to the handle. And we're going to slide this one through. Like so. Going back to the handle. I would make sure this is down in orientation to the handle. So we're going to make sure that the top of the handle is facing the correct way. And we're going to feed the chain down through that hole. So there is a gear on the inside here that this needs to wrap around. So if you've ever changed a bike chain, very similar. You just want to spin that little gear until it catches. Okay, so right under here, I have it fed, and then there's a spindle here. That's where it's going to feed back through when we go up. So we're going to take this thing just a couple more loops down, and then instead of going around this, we want to go under it. So now it's going under the gear and then behind this loop. Okay. Now we're going to pull it up. To the top. We pull out our gear here. And go around the back. And down. Don't lose the bungees. We're going to pass it back down behind here. And then one last time, we're going to go behind the gold. Right on that. And back up. this will attach here. Now these two little clips, they cross over this last set on the chain. So you hook it in there and hook the last one over that. Just like that. Okay, so now our chain is reassembled. Before we start to tighten the bungee cords, we want to make sure that it's routed correctly. Okay, so we're going to set the handle there and make sure that it's still feeding along that gear nicely. Okay, so I'm going to try and gently pull off on this and tension that. Okay, so I pulled on the bungee cord and that tensioned it against this. Now all we're going to do, make sure that everything's out of the way. Take these bad boys back up here. And they hook her this way. So same thing on this side. Hook that bungee up in there. Sometimes you gotta pull that little wheel over to get it in there. And that should be good to go. So now let's set it down. Let's reattach our seat. Let's just make sure that this thing works and that we routed everything correctly, did everything correctly. Perfect. The next place that these rowers get really gummed up is right here on the slide. So just after each use or whenever you see these little marks start to add up, you can just take a wipe, it comes right off, but that'll really enhance the way that the wheels slide. And what you can do is also stick like a wet wipe on here, and you can go back and forth, and that'll clean off any kind of grime or dirt that's on the wheels. Okay, so now the slide's nice, the chain is nice. Next thing we're gonna do is take apart this fan. So first thing we need to do is take off all of these screws. Okay. Now, the only one of these that's different is this one, and that's where the clip for this metal piece is. So now all we're gonna do is take this completely off. And as you can see, there's kind of like dust and fuzz. This one I actually took apart not long ago, so it's pretty clean, but you'll see sometimes on these little fans, they'll get like little dust or crap in there. So you can wipe all this out. Like I said, this one is pretty clean. If you do need to take this piece off for whatever reason, this fan, this little guard here, all you do is loosen this screw, and then that comes right off. Okay. So now we have the whole fan exposed. And then what I like to do is take like a blower, or you can take some compressed air, and then just kind of pull on it a couple times, and then blow the fan at the same time. Send this thing back, and then the pods. And that should get most of the dust and the grime off of this wheel. And then all we're gonna do is reassemble it. If you need to replace any of the other parts in here, we actually had this shroud on this side was loose. So there are Allen bolts in here that tighten this whole thing together. You can find inside these holes. I'm not gonna do that today. We're gonna slide this piece back in, making sure that it's on this front one. So it's seated all the way around nicely. We're gonna put this fan in, making sure that the damper setting is close to the rower. Again, focusing on this one first. Making sure this one's lined up. One on there, just to tighten it down so we can work with the rest. tighten down that last screw. Cool. So that is general maintenance, how to put a new chain on, and some general things about how to take care of your rower. Whenever you're not using it,